Don't be afraid of the space between your dreams and reality. Belva Davis, thought to be the first Black female TV, oh, if I can get that out right, thought to be the first Black female TV reporter in the Western United States. Hello, it's May Day. I'm c.René Washington, 63 years old and getting better. Midlife Maven who loves living life full tilt and helping as many women as possible do the same. And this is the Midlife Remix for Black women over 50. And today I am following a huge nudge that I just got yesterday. I'm kicking off a personal challenge, 30 days of being committed to a personal challenge that I'm calling 30 30 30 because it's 30 days of talking on this YouTube channel, 30 days of moving, 30 days of walking, talking, moving for at least 30 minutes a day, and then 30 days of chalking. I like rhyming. I love alliteration. So 30 days of chalking up money moves. Money moves to get my financial life in order. Because I kind of ignore it a little bit. So I have committed the month of May to moving in the right direction on my money. Okay. And I am just going to stay open to see what happens. I don't have any particular goal in mind other than keeping the commitment. You know, that's the goal, to keep the commitment, to show up on this channel every day, to walk or move my body in some kind of way for at least 30 minutes, and to pay better attention to my finances. So I am inviting you to join me in this challenge. Now, I called it a personal challenge because those are the things that floated to the top for me. But what are you feeling nudged about? It could be something totally different. You know, what's nudging you? Is it something about your money, honey? Or is it something about your health, relationships, work? Whatever it is, I know that something has been trying to get your attention. And if you want some accountability in acting on that, then I'll be here. I'll be here every day in the month of May. So come hang with me and get your nudge on too. Now, when we talk about doing nudges, because let me tell you, as soon as I decided just yesterday that I was going to do this, my brain, my lizard brain, immediately started telling me the reasons why that wasn't going to work. You're not going to show up every day for 30 days on this channel. Or why would you? What's the point of that? What's that going to get you? Just all this stuff started going through my head. You know how our brains do. You know how our brains do. They are programmed. We are DNA programmed to, want to stay in a place, to feel fear. That amygdala at the back of our brain kicks in, that fight or flight component of our brain. And we will talk ourselves out of a thing that we know not only do we want to do, but it will be good for us to do. And so when I was going through my head about all the reasons why, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but is it really? Do you really want to do that? Maybe you don't, or maybe you'll start later. All this kind of stuff. I went out with some girlfriends for dinner and a movie. I'm gonna talk about the movie in a minute. Dinner and a movie, and one of my girlfriends there had also been an art festival that I didn't make it to the art festival, but she said, "Oh, I have something for you." And when I saw it, I immediately thought, "This is c.René. This looks so much like c.René." And one of my other girlfriends was there with her too, and she agreed. "Oh yeah, that absolutely looks like her." And my girlfriend bought me this beautiful bag. Is this not gorgeous, y'all? Do you see that? It says, trust your intuition. She knows her shit. Trust your intuition. She knows her shit. Yes, she does. I love that so much. Oh, look at the back of it. It's got this big button pocket on the back. I mean, when I tell y'all I love this bag, I love it. And it was so validating, right? My intuition had nudged me into doing this challenge. And I have revved up, re-revved or revved up, whatever you want to call it, this YouTube channel, this midlife remix over 50. I mean, for Black women over 50. I had revved this channel back up, and I want to stay committed to it and to build this muscle to show up on this channel. And so they just came to me. After 30 days, you will have this on lock, right? So here I am. And I know that there's something that you want to do for yourself. And here was God. Look at God saying, yes, do it. Do it. And here I am doing the same for you, to say to you, do it, whatever that thing is. What gets in the way, as I've said, is we get afraid. But it's fear, capital F period, capital E period, capital A period, capital R period. That kind of fear. Not the fear where, yes, you need to avoid running in front of that 18-wheeler. Not that kind of fear, but false fear. False evidence appearing real. That kind of fear. That's the fear we want to minimize. And I say minimize because we want to wait till we're not afraid to do the thing, right? Well, I'll do it when I'm not afraid. That day may never come. I've learned over the years of my personal life experience and coaching so many people, and I focus on women people now, that eliminating fear is not the goal. The goal is, and I just came up with this acronym, another validation that I'm on the right path here. This acronym for goal, to get on about living. Get on about living and move yourself through the fear. Move yourself through the fear and get on about living. That's the goal. The goal. Get on about living. Don't you love that? Don't you think that's cute? So, yes, our brains are going to try to talk us out of a thing. That's okay. And I'm serious. I talk out loud to fear. And when it bubbles up, I will say, thank you. I don't need you today. Thank you. I understand what you're trying to do, but I don't need that today. And I move myself through. And I stay open. I stay open to hear the messaging. And that messaging is coming from an internal place. There may be an external resource, but how that external resource hits the internal, the inner GPS, then that's how I know that I am on the right path. And so that's what I'm asking you to do too, is to go with me on this journey, because I'm going to teach you how to hear that inner voice, your inner GPS, your intuition, your inner Holy Spirit, whatever that gut feeling, whatever you tag that, I'm going to help you learn how to not only recognize it, but to listen to it. So we're going to start with identity. Identity. Who are you? Who are you at your core and essence, without role or title? Who are you? I start out the episode saying, who I am. I'm a 63-year-old woman who is just full of love for living life in the best way possible. So you don't know anything else about me. I give my age, but you can see me. You see, I'm a Black woman, but you don't know how I do that or what I do because that can connect to different things. And so divesting yourself of the titles and roles, because once you add those on, I'm a mom, I'm a manager, CEO, executive, whatever you are, entrepreneur. I'm a community worker. I'm a, whatever those things are. Once you add those roles and titles on, then they put you in little boxes of identity. And I want you to clear all of that out and see yourself for who you are without all of that. And ask yourself, is that identity fluid or foundational? So, foundationally, who I am is based in values. I value faith, freedom, family/friends, and fun. Those are my top values. And so when I do things or experience things, they either align with those values or they don't. And that is information for me to know what to say yay or nay to. So this is why I believe, identity is core, because we can start grasping for things, moving toward things, thinking we want this thing or that thing based off an identity that isn't even ours. It could be somebody you used to be. It could be who you have been told you should be, but it may not be who you are. So the fluidity of identity, for instance, I was in corporate for almost 28 years. And I worked hard. Work ethic, all of that. Remember, work ethic. I had a strong work ethic. I was in a structured work environment. I showed up in the way I was expected to. That's not my identity anymore. I am not that work ethic driven person in that structure. Now, I still have work ethic. I show up for my clients, but I show up now from a place of passion, from a place of purpose, that I know that I was put here on this planet to be, to work with women in the way that I do through my coaching services, through the book that I've written, just different ways. But I also know that I can't work in a structured environment anymore. I do the work that I do on my terms. So who I am now is not who I was then, as far as it pertains to how I work. So hope that makes sense. What are your foundational values, and what values may have some fluidity to them because you know life has shifted for you and you have shifted. You have changed. So I want you to do that exercise. And you can go to Google, and if you Google values exercise, several options will come up. But basically, it's just a group of words that you go through and select, your top. I think you start out with your top 10, then you drill it down to 5, and then you drill it down to 3. And if you remember, I actually named 4: faith, freedom, family/friends, and fun. But you want to drill it down, because you can see, oh yeah, I value this, but what are the top priority values for you? And then I want you to come back tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to teach you how to access your inner Google, your inner GPS, your intuitive knowing that is your truth. Because as I said, our brains very powerful, and they can also lie to us based on fear, false evidence appearing real. But your intuition, that inner voice, that inner knowing, that's your truth. And I'm going to show you how to access that and use it to move you into the life you want to be living, that next thing you want to do, the next chapter you want to create. Okay? So I will be back every day for 30 days. And you can go into the notes, and I'm going to share the clip about Belva Davis. I will be sharing lots of women that I just admire so much who have done the thing and who we need to know about, particularly Black women. They won't all be Black women, but particularly Black women. Um, Remember to subscribe, hit that notify bell so you know when another episode is dropped, and share, 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 share. And so this past weekend, I participated in my first book fair. And when the opportunity came up about a month ago, I just said, yes, we'll do it. Me and my girlfriend bought a table together because I had not done it. There's another story that connects to that I'll tell you during this month. But we ended up doing it. And the night before, we got this email telling us what to do, how to set up, and all this kind of stuff. And in it, she said, come and network. Well, I had not even thought about that. All I thought, I was going to be at a table with my book, and people would come by and buy it. I had not even thought about networking and getting to know other people. And when I saw that word, I freaked out. What have I done? What have I signed myself up for? I hate networking. I don't want to do, just all of that, which I'm just sharing another example of how we can get in our own way of the thing that we want to do because of crappy mindset. So I had to pull myself off that ledge, pull myself off that ledge and tell myself, hey, it's going to be all right. You will flow in whatever you need to flow in. It will be fine. And it was the best day. I was positioned near the main author's table. And and so there was traffic coming through. And I did meet a lot of great women that bought this book. They had wonderful stories to share. I did make myself get up and walk around, not as much probably as I should have, but when I did walk around, I met this amazing woman, this local photographer who I will be reconnecting with. We already connected, while we were there. And so that one connection was worth it, So it's not, we can tell ourselves all these things like, oh, you need to go speak to everybody at every table and talk to. No, I walked around, stopped at a table that interested me, and met a really great person. So these fears that we build up, 9 times out of 10 do not come to fruition. So I just wanted to share that with you too before I say goodbye. I also want to share, because this is about, one of my motivations for doing this podcast is that everything is not about Black drama and Black trauma. That we get to live good lives of enjoyment, of joy, peace, all the things. That we get to do that too. And so I do want to share a joy moment. My joy moment today is that I am working. A window is behind me that I can see our backyard. I love trees. Trees are just so powerful and so beautiful to me. And today is kind of windy, so the trees are swaying. And that brings me so much joy to be able to see the trees sway. I love that so much. That's my joy moment. And what I'm enjoying right now is the movie Chevalier, about this violinist from the times of, he was under Marie Antoinette's regime in France. And it was a little mulatto boy who was brought to France from the Caribbean. He was the child of a plantation owner and a Black Caribbean woman, and they snatched that baby from her. And he brought the little boy because by the time he brought him to France, he brought him to this school because he was already exhibiting this genius in playing the violin. And so he brought him to be educated at this school, and he ended up being renowned. And this is based on a true story. So we went to the movie theater to see this movie, me and my girlfriends, and it's a really good movie. And it connects to this thing about identity, about knowing who you are, and particularly when people try to tell you who you are, which they did with him. And so I won't, share all the details about the movie, but he had to come to his own knowing of identity outside of what the world was trying to tell him. So I do recommend that movie. And also, I recommend the book Our Jen by Diane McKinney Whetstone. Some of you may be familiar with her. She's an OG author, Black author. And this book, Our Jen, came out last year, I think. And it's about this group of people in an active um, retirement home. I think that's how they termed it. But anyway, it's really cool. The notes for the movie, a clip to the movie trailer, and a clip to an interview with Diane McKinney Whetstone will be in the notes. So go check that out. And again, subscribe, 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 share, 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 and hit that notify button. And I will be back tomorrow for the Midlife Remix for Black women over 50. Bye.